Ford has named its promised mid-size electric pickup the Fathom, and the number doing the work is $28,350. Add Ford's destination charge, and the starting total becomes $29,945 before taxes or options. For a 5-seat electric truck due in 2027, that is striking. Ford has gone further. It calls the program a possible Model T moment. So has Detroit finally learned how to build an affordable EV, or just announced another price it cannot sustain? The tempting answer is the truck. The more important answer is the way Ford intends to build it. After losing billions on its first electric vehicle strategy, Ford has designed a vehicle platform and factory process as one system. The Fathom is the first test. Its low price will survive only if Ford can remove enough parts, work, and complexity to build useful trucks at volume and still make money. That factory bet, not the battery alone, is why Ford is reaching for the Model T. That comparison is not really about two cars. The Model T arrived in 1908 at about $850. As mass production improved, its price fell to $260 by 1924, and Ford eventually built more than 15 million. The moving assembly line cut chassis assembly from 12.5 hours to about 90 minutes. The achievement was not making a cheap car once. It was creating a production system that made the car cheaper as Ford learned to build more of them. Ford needs a reset. Its Model E business lost $5.1 billion in 2024 and $4.8 billion in 2025. Those are results for the whole division, including investment in future vehicles, not a loss attached to each car. Even so, Ford changed course. In late 2025, it announced about $19.5 billion in special charges while canceling or revising EV plans. What survived was a narrower strategy built around smaller electric vehicles and one common, lower-cost platform. The Fathom now carries the burden of proving that retreat produced a better idea. Ford's team began with a clean sheet. The engineers designed the truck and factory together, asking which pieces and assembly steps an electric vehicle could avoid. That matters because cost hides in every bracket, cable, fastening operation, and chance for error. Remove a part, and Ford may also remove its work, tooling, and factory space. The central idea is simple. Make the vehicle easier to assemble before trying to make the assembly line move faster. The clearest expression of that idea is Ford's assembly tree. Most vehicles travel as one body through a long line. Ford plans 3 branches working in parallel. One branch builds the truck's front around a large aluminum casting. Another does the same at the rear. A third prepares the battery, which also forms the floor and adds the seats, consoles, and carpet while they are easy to reach. Near the end, those 3 sections join. Ford is not merely speeding up the old sequence. It replaces smaller assemblies with castings, moves work out of a crowded body, and does several jobs at once. Ford's comparisons show the scale of the attempt. 20% fewer parts, 25% fewer fasteners, and 40% fewer workstations. Ford says the wiring harness should be more than 4,000 feet shorter and 10 kilograms lighter than the one in its first-generation electric SUV. Ford says all those changes could reduce assembly time by as much as 40%. Ford plans to spend some of the saved time on more in-house work and automation, leaving a claimed net speed gain of 15%. These are forecasts against Ford's chosen baselines, not results from high-volume production. The numbers matter because they reinforce one another. Fewer parts can mean fewer suppliers, fewer joins, and fewer defects. The front and rear castings replace assemblies that need many stamped pieces. The structural battery stores energy and serves as the floor. Parallel branches give workers better access and reduce waiting. No single change explains the price. Together, they describe a system in which a simpler vehicle requires a simpler factory, and each simplification can cut cost more than once. The battery strategy extends the same logic. The Fathom is meant to use lithium iron phosphate cells made at Ford's Michigan plant. The chemistry avoids nickel and cobalt in the cathode, while the pack's structural roll removes duplication elsewhere in the truck. Ford says the plant is testing production verification batteries. And because the Fathom is only the first vehicle on the universal EV platform, later models could share engineering and tooling costs. The gamble is not one cheap pickup. It is a family of vehicles that makes the same investment work repeatedly. Simplicity cannot mean a truck that wins the price comparison and loses the buyer. Ford promises 5 seats, more passenger room than a Toyota RAV4, a front trunk, a pickup bed, and the hardware for hands-free driving. Those features make the announced price more striking, but they make the cost problem harder. Ford must still provide enough range, charging speed, payload, and towing ability for the Fathom to feel useful. None of those figures has been published yet. And this is where the Model T claim becomes dangerous. A diagram cannot show whether giant castings fit precisely. Batteries meet cost and quality targets. Software works, suppliers keep pace, or damaged trucks remain affordable to repair. Ford is testing production verification batteries in Michigan, which makes the experiment serious. It does not make the outcome certain. The real evidence will be trucks leaving Louisville in volume, with consistent quality, at a starting price buyers can find, while Ford earns money. Price, usefulness, scale, and profit must arrive together. So Ford has not built a new Model T. It has built a credible test of the same idea. Use a better production system to make affordability last. The $28,350 promise gets our attention, but the assembly tree carries the argument. If that system works, Ford may have found a way out of its EV losses. If it fails, the Fathom becomes another price that disappeared when manufacturing began. Ford's Model T claim will not be decided by what Louisville promises. It will be decided by whether Louisville can make simplicity pay.
Hey, this is Adam from The Wider Why. We make clear, engaging videos about science, history, technology, and more. Like and subscribe to see the bigger story.